Obinwannem Global Cultural Movement Foundation. Our mission: to restore the honor and dignity of Igbo nation and its citizens. To restore the pride of Igbo through the re-establishment of our self-esteem in the true spirit of love and support for one another. To ensure that our past trials and tribulations are turned into a glorious future. To rebuild the strength of Igbo through her bond of unity. To ensure that Igbo nation reinvent herself and get back on track in order to regain her pride of place in the world. To reinvigorate the ingenuity of Igbo through self-rediscovery and self-actualizations. To see that no Igbo child or citizen is left behind in the grand scheme of things. For inquiries, call Director Nwachineke Ugwu Okechukwu, Ukraine on +380 975 221413 or
Obinwannem Global Radio.
Ịkwalite njirimara na omenala ndị Igbo.
Obinwannem Global Radio.
Njikọta omenala na ọdịmma ndị Igbo.
Hey!
Purchase your tracks today.
Umonka village. Ebe Siabia kan Siabia. Ozobolo. Umozobo nenye kele. Nnamdi Kanu. A freedom fighter. They are rich with sincerity. Originality will go facility. Nnamdi Kanu is the able, stable. That take away the rebels that run our table. He's a man of integrity, we go facility. No be today, don't say he's been on this game. Over his dead body to take a prize. Yeah. Nnamdi Kanu. Ekele mu Nnamdi Kanu.
Purchase your
A man of freedom fighter. Ekele mu Samalaba. A man of freedom fighter. The chief commander in army staff of Biafra. Ekele lingi. Anamekuzi Kemaka Ugwu Okechukwu Ayi Ugwu Okechukwu the CEO Ugwu Okechukwu the CEO of Obinwannem.com worldwide. Anamekenegi Ugwu Okechukwu from Amaji from Umunkati Kedi na Nsukka na Enugu State. Big baller, based in Hamburg in Germany. Also kwa nanu nekwe Biafra. Hi, onu nekwe Biafra. Set us free, let us go home and develop our land. Set us free, let's go home and develop our land. Reality we go eternity. I don't care what the government mean.
Purchase your tracks today.
Innocent tomorrow get better. Innocent tomorrow get better. Onye mechi. People, Agreement and why am I dropping so loud and so clear? Spirit is so good and me, I'm of talk, speak my mind. Why my people support? We can't take this no more. This sentence that making and the kind of prison because he want equal right between you and I. Hey! Okay, in the messy, Nigeria, okay, in the messy. Reality, we're going to reality. Nigeria, shine your eyes and realize. No time to fantasize. It's time for we to understand. They forget about your tribalism. You need to fight for your freedom. Stand up and say no to corruption. Shooting and killing Muslim and Christians. Give them up, say they want their own rights. Onye mechine chidime. You know say tomorrow get better. Okwiman ejete kanunu. Hey, hey. Echidime. Tomorrow get better. Tomorrow get better. Okwiman echidime. Hey, echidime. You know say tomorrow get better. Tomorrow get better. If you betray your brother today, you know say you don't need tomorrow. Or just a can they betray your brother. Okay, my chidi man. Opposite, Shabala Kako Pepela. Oh, Uzolima. If they betray your brother today, you know say chidi man. Hey, chidi man. If I knew about where is he? Okay, man, Echidime. Celebrate, Polokotum, Bum Bum, reality that we are truly, sanity, Aya, Polokotum, Bum Bum, reality that we are truly, sanity, Aya, Waya, Polokotum, Bum Bum, reality that we are truly, sanity. Voila, many as on my rest of me, I go talk me, I go speak my mind, you can find me. The only thing that Nigeria we do is to kill the citizens. The only thing our government is doing is to kill the masses. Let it get the chaos. Option and no justice. Nnamdi Kanu just because of he say a word. They sentence him life imprisonment. Life imprisonment is what Nnamdi Kanu is facing. Why Boko Haram? They carry gun, they kill many people. Our government will bargain with them. What a land of corruption. Hey, in negotiation with terrorists. Hey, who does that? Who does that? Omoto show me the law. He cannot show the law. We have the program on the way. Killing and shooting many people. Oh yeah. Iba riba. Somebody gbogbo. Aja. Aja. Onya bolu moja. Pia. Ay. Onya bolu moja kajebenu. Oja kanje jene no wano. Oja kanja lane no wano. Hey, reality. Okopo Isaiah Ugwu Umauka village. Nwa Osobolo. Nkedi na Anambra state. Anambra. Hey. Ayapwa, Ekenelum, Obinwannem Foundation, Worldwide Limited, Ekenelum, Nnamdi Kanu, Orie Biafra, Ekenelum, Okechukwu, Dikbola, I too much, all in the Biafra and Hamburg.
Purchase your tracks today.
Ekenelum, Samuel Laiba, Ekenelum, Orie Biafra, as many that are fighting for the freedom of our land.
Ụmụ Igbo, ọ bụrụ na ị na-ege anyị ntị n'onu ma na-ekiri ozi ọma nke anyị na-ewetara unu na ozi ndụmọdụ na ịgbazi ọnụ nke anyị na-ewetara unu, biko ka ị na-esonyere anyị na YouTube, na-esonyekwara anyị na Instagram maọbụ na Twitter maọbụ na Facebook na na webụsaịtị nke ndị Obinwannem, ka anyị wee na-ezinye abụ ozi ka o si wee kwesị dị na-adị, maka na oge erugo mgbe anyị ga-ebupụta ihe nke njirimara Igbo na asụsụ Igbo na omenala Igbo na ihe gbasara ndị Igbo niile n'ụwa niile, ọ kacha ihe anyị na-achọ bụ Biafra. Ị ga na-afụkwanye abụ ozi ka ọ ga na-abịa. Ị na-esonyere anyị, ị ga na-ama mgbe anyị tụpụtara gị ozi nke dị mkpa ị ya mara, ma wee marakwa ị ga-eme ngwa ngwa ka emeghara ọdachi.
Yeah. Mr. Michael. Good evening from here.
Hello,
Mr. Michael. Good evening from here.
good evening. How are you?
I'm good. At least this is Mazi, Mazi Michael. Today will be another great day for all of us to meet again, like a family, like a brotherhood, like a sisterhood, and like people that is looking for better life for all human and all over the world. I greet you and I appreciate your presence here today. Mr. Stone, 12 Stone himself.
Wow.
Greeting.
Obinwannem Global. Obi Global. One heart, one spirit, and with the voice of truth we shall conquer. Mazi Michael Arnold. Mazi Michael Arnold. I'm happy to see you today. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm happy.
It's good to be here.
I'm happy for the energy I perceive. May Almighty Okechukwu continue to divinely touch you and motivate your spirit, one for all and all for one, because that is the symbol of the Almighty.
Amen.
Exactly.
He loves those who stand for one for all and all for one. You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. Good to be here.
Yeah. We have one of our brother here, Victor Chukwuka Akabeze. How are you? Introduce yourself so that we can match on, because you are like a new guest for us today. It's like he come from Link.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Akabweze Victor Chukwuka. Today is a great day indeed. Mr. Mike Arnold, I'm very, very happy. Obinwannem Ofuobi. Obinwannem Ofuobi.
Now I understand.
To be frank, I'm very, very happy. I am very, very happy. I am very, very happy. Mr. Mike Arnold, we are happy to see you together in our midst. We are very, 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 very happy. We have been hearing about you, and we have been hearing about how you advocate and speak on behalf of the Biafra. May the God Almighty, may Chukwu Kikabia, may continue to bless you, Mr. Mike Arnold. Thank you very much. I remain your humble brother, Mr. Chukwuka Akabweze. Thank you.
Thank you, Chukwuka. Chukwuka, this is, I think this is the first time I can see you on camera, yeah? Chukwuka. Okay. So, the prince himself, Prince Oyedikachi Chumuba, a man that is doing a great job under the scene. Greeting and respect. Greet all Biafrans and also, as usual.
Yes, I'm glad to be here on the show. God bless you, Mike Arnold, for all you do.
Amen. It's good to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. So, as usual, you will know the normal way. We are here for Biafrans. We are here for humanity. And we are here to let the whole world to know the genocide in Nigeria and what Nigeria have been doing, their citizens, massacring people like a chicken, chasing the citizen away from the land, kidnapping all the innocent people, arresting the innocent people, molesting the innocent people. And we are here to make sure that all the world, especially world power, world leader, American, Israel, Germany, important countries that is understand the human rights. We are here again today to make sure, especially American President Donald Trump, when we are seeing Mike Arnold, we already seen President Donald Trump. That is how it's supposed to be in our culture. Because if as I am here in Germany, I represent my ancestors. And as Mike Arnold is here, he represents the all American. That is how it's supposed to be. So all Biafrans, press of Biafrans, lovers of freedom all over the world, it is time for us to speak for our right. That thing we have been begging, shouting, protesting, agitating. This is the time for freedom. Our freedom is on our hands. So it is time for us to go and claim it. We don't need to fight. We don't need to protest anymore. What we need is just to go to the normal process and we get all what we want. So that is why Mr. Arnold bring his time, his effort, all he has in the world. He wants to help our Biafrans to be free. And he wants to help those people that want to help themselves in all Africans. And that is why we are here with him. So We're also going to if you are going to come by the link, I'm going to put all the link on comment section so that you can join us, because today we have to talk a lot of things. We have to ask like Arnold a lot of questions that is going to link for our freedom. We have to ask like Arnold, how can we be free from the dungeon of Nigeria? Because Nigeria is not a country. Everybody knows, all over the world knows that Nigeria is not a country. They force Nigeria to become a country because it is like a company. I call it British company. And it is the time for us to break that yoke so that the children of the Most High will be free, because we are caged. We have enough power to help ourselves to build our land. I don't know why we are suffering today. So this suffering is enough. An American is here to help us. We are not going to be suffering much to be agitating. What you need is just to calm down, follow the due process according to the government standard. Anywhere you are in all over the world, IPOB, Biafrans, it is time for us to follow the rules and regulation of everywhere we are according to how our leader Mazi directed us. So this is the time for us to push this Biafra struggle to the next level, because our leader cannot stay in the dungeon of the Nigeria, stay in Sokoto. What is he doing in Sokoto? You understand me? All those things we need Nnamdi Kanu to be out today, tomorrow. And through Mr. Arnold, we will get everything done. So that is why we are here. Our members, our crew, we are here to ask Mr. Arnold some questions. So from there, we will move ahead. So I will take the mic to our father here, Mr. Stone, Mr. Okechukwu Okeke, aka 12 Stone, Okuturi Nabua, a man that is love humanity, a man that is cherish humanity, a man that is try everybody to do right things so that life can be easier for everybody. A man that I respect so much in Hamburg, Germany, a man that have been doing a lot of things to make sure that our land is free, a man that is understanding the way Christians work in this life. We are welcoming Mr. Okechukwu Okeke 12 Stone to take the mic and handle and introduce himself to the public, and also let us to know why he is here today. Mr. Stone, microphone is yours.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, viewers, for joining us. So today, like Mazi Okechukwu who have said, it's a very remarkable day. As you can see from our caption, our PowerPoint is the Bondage Nigeria Crisis and Biafra Solution. So my humble self here, like said, my name is Okechukwu, Power of God. I'm called the 12 Stones for a purpose of heritage. I was born 12/12, 6/7 in IDP camp, a Biafra child. So when you hear the history of Biafra and the genocide that consumed up to 5 million and including 1 million children, I was born in IDP camp. And up until now, I'm old enough. Nigeria is still remaining in the same crisis. The whole nation, the tides turned. The whole tribes and people that joined became willing vessels. But the entire world joined together under the Ahithophel Council of Britain, British, America, USSR, now Ukraine and Russia, Egypt, all of them participated against that Biafra. Then after they declared no victor, no vanquish, and covered the red water of 5 million with sand. So now it's like karma, the crisis that is happening in Nigeria. And our problem have been the same device. He said we should not be ignorant of devices of the wicked. That device is religion and politics of divide and rule. that our religious covenant history, the oath of Egypt, that committed us or called us or tagged us slaves, not freeborns. That is why under Bondage Nigeria, the logo of the Nigerian Egyptian Army, that's what it's called in the spiritual realm, is a bold black star written in Arabic. So the question is, are we Africans? Are we Arabs? Then the ideology that brought about the extremism of all the brands, Boko Bandit, Hespeniswap, they are one and the same, flying the black flag, shouting Allah Akbar, only Arabic, conquering. They are being guided. They are like the unofficial army, while Nigeria Egyptian army is the official army. We all witness it. It's in black and white. But the problem we have here is that it's like a device of the wicked. He said we should not be ignorant. Now we are asking the world, we are asking Mike Arnold, before this Biafran genocide, Nigeria was functioning as a regional state like Germany, every independent region. So we have a Eastern region. Eastern region was the world's fastest growing economy for 10 years consecutively until the July 1966 group of Jack Agowon is alive to witness this crisis today. And his people are crying. Benue, that contributed also, they are all witnessing it. So, but it's still under that contraption because they considered us slaves. That was why there was an amalgamation. Nobody signed for us. There is a 1999 constitution. Nobody agreed for us. It's only Sharia, Sharia, Sharia. No Christianity, no original traditional African belief and way of natural sacrifice acceptable to nature like that of Abel, written in the constitution. Only Sharia that give credence in a society, in a government that allows it nature. It's official, it's like normal that they use the language Kafiri and Arna. That's the name they call all these indigenous Africans. They are unaliving every day. So to power our point, the group of July 1966 derailed us into this contraption, including the OIC that Babangida signed for us. Nobody signed. That was the purpose. Ebitu Kiwe, I don't know, it's been a long time, I've not heard of him. He resigned because the man didn't consult the Provisional Ruling Council to register Nigeria as an organization of Islamic Conference. So with that device that commit us as Arabic slave under that oath of Egypt and adopted system of things, is what they are advancing, making official under that contraption of the central Nigeria, like Berlin Wall, like Jericho Wall, like commander-in-chief power. So that is why our politicians, both in the National Assembly, we claim to have representatives, they consider that as a no-go area, non-negotiable. So in a society where our union was never negotiated for us, we were never represented officially to negotiate these PowerPoints that holds this contraption together. Rather, they force us under the influence of course, Britain, the Ahithophel Britain, that gave Gowon the council to reject the Aburi Accord, which is that original system like the Germans we are practicing. So now rounding it up is that we are asking, is the world ready now to let my people go, to let us free by turning the way, because it's like he made it a distinct darkness and light. The darkness is the Arabic oath and the terrorism flying the black flag to overcome. and dip their Quran in the Atlantic like promised. The politics of the Western world and their leadership is the resources, which is what they agreed, and they must support everyone that comes to agree to that contraption. So is the world now ready to address this very particular issue? Because the stage is set now, the man is set to snatch the power again in 2027 and advance that course. Then that means we are going to remain forever slaves in the land. How are you going to help us address this PowerPoint that brings us back to our original foundation before they derailed us, the Gowon and Co? Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. First, let me start by saying that my spiritual father, Professor John Ofebu, he's late. I traveled all through Nigeria with him, mainly through the south. His home was just outside of Orie, Aba, Umuahia, Port Harcourt. I've been all through there so many times. I consider it my Nigerian home. I have been given the title before I was Earthshaker. I was declared Eze Okechukwu Ninye, and I carry that. There's a weight to that I respect, and so I consider myself at home with you. Over the years, some of my most memorable, and I would almost say sacred experiences have been sitting with elders who lived through, suffered through, fought through the Biafran War, and their stories, not just their words, but the way it changes their expression and their face. They remember it, they lived it, they walked through it. Those times are burned in my heart. I deeply relate. I also, as a Texan, you may not know Texas history so much. We were in the 1800s part of Mexico, and it was a brutal regime, and we split off. It was bloody conflict. There were massacres, and by God's grace, we prevailed. But we came from a similar breakaway. And I know what's on the other side of that. It can be, I mean, Texas is now one of the most prosperous states in the Union. People are flocking here even today because we have freedom, we have liberty. So I feel a kinship. I'm going to back up a little bit as far as the how to accomplish this. That's the key is being right, being wrong doesn't move the world. Having, what Winston Churchill said one time, he said, it's not enough that you do the right thing. Sometimes you have to do what is necessary. And so to identify what is necessary to get from here to there, that's what's key. And I'm a strategist. I understand deeply. I can never fully relate, but I understand deeply the passion held by those that call for a free Biafra. I understand it. I relate to it as much as I can. But unbridled passion gets nowhere. And unbridled passion is counterproductive at times. And what's needed today in the movement is narrative discipline. What moves the world today, you can't go to a politician and beg them for anything. You certainly, the leaders of Great Britain are never going to address this the way you want. The leaders of the United States probably won't. The leaders of the world won't, unless, if you know who Steve Bannon is, he's an acquaintance of mine. He says the best way to motivate a politician is with a bayonet in their back. You got to force the issue, and the way you do that today is with narrative. It's all comes down to the narrative war. I'm experiencing that from the inside with going up against the regime in Nigeria today. They've spent $10 million at least, just in the United States, just on lobbyists. And it's about spinning a different picture of reality. That's what ultimately compels voters, media, and that compels politicians. So the narrative must be crystallized, and it must be enforced with discipline across the movement. I've seen this and experienced it. Some of the first advice I got from a very trusted, righteous advisor when I first started, after I came back from Nigeria in October, and I was all of a sudden the earth shaker, and I was all of a sudden in newspapers. When I was first going to Washington, this person said, "Oh, be careful. Don't say the word Biafra or they will shut their doors." And I've experienced that. I've seen it. The question is why? Ultimately, it's irrelevant as to why. I'm sure part of it is the deep state influence of Great Britain. Also, the voices I hear calling for a unified Nigeria, one Nigeria, they're the radicals from the north. They're the only ones that want to hold it together because they benefit from it. But they have sway. Obama was on their side. Biden was on their side. So many on the American Democrat Party and the left are on their side for nefarious reasons. But they are still embedded in our government, the media, and so on. So those that are in Washington, those that are decision makers, for it has become a taboo subject, and that must be stopped. Here's the other reality. Most Americans, most people of the world, and even most American office holders and officials could not even find Nigeria on a map. They couldn't distinguish between Nigeria or Ghana or Swaziland. It's just an African country. They don't know what Nigeria is. They certainly don't know the internal conflicts, the internal history. Most Americans, I would say, probably close to 100%. I mean, it's 1 in 1,000 that will even have ever heard the word Biafra.
Okay.
They don't know.
Sorry to chip in on that point. The ignoring any part of Africa, especially the most populous black nation, by any American, I think is a device.
I agree.
It's a device. And now the PowerPoint, from the points you raised now, before we go far from it, is that at the moment, it's not just about Biafra. It's about the entire nation of Nigeria, the whole tribe and people. I can tell you, everybody want to break free. There's a very bad crisis in Nigeria now. For example, Benue want to go, Plateau, they are crying out everything. And the same ideology, the same device under that Arabization is what is imposing the audacity. The people are annihilating, unaliving our people. They have to be doing what they are doing, shouting Allah Akbar and using religion. And even the Christian world is watching a Christian genocide. There's a video I sent to Obinwannem just before this program now. If you watch it, Arnold, this is reality. Then you watch the animals trying to convert by force with Arabic, the children of God, to their own God. You watch the person they are forcing to convert and watch them doing it. They look like animals.
Yep.
Do you understand me? So you cannot be converting me from the palace to dustbin. That is what it looks like.
Yeah.
So now these people all want to be free. Hausas are saying, no, we are not Fulanis. If I understand the Hausa language, I've lived in the north and through the northeast. So it's like the only solution is referendum. How is America? Because Trump came, he knows this crisis is ongoing, and he went and knocked direct at the door of the source of the crisis before going to Iran. Now is America government and the rest of the civilized world, even the Christian world, even Pope, are they ready to force the Nigerian government to call for a referendum for the people to determine whether they even choose to become Sharia or whatever they want to be. We are no more slaves. We are no more in the slave age. They said they have abolished slavery. So let us power that point. Is the government of the, are they just pretending to create a crisis and continue taking the resources the way they have been doing? So that we remain scattering and falling into Mediterranean Sea, into going through the Arabs, they auction us with telephones to the world to observe, even during the regime of Obama. No. So are they ready now to, to give a chance to break that contraption? Thank you.
No, they're not. And I agree with 100% with everything you said. But no, and can they be? Can they be in the relatively near future? I think so. But are they now? No. Again, it's a matter of education. And also, I'm going to point out a few things that I see that are holding the movement back. Okay, this isn't a criticism of any individual. In the bigger picture, there's still a spirit of colonialism that's deeply seated in Nigeria, unfortunately, believing our help has to come from outside, that good things come from outside, that needs to be broken. Your help comes from the Lord and from your own standing up. So that's one thing. Another thing that you touched on, the spirit of tribalism. Now, tribe is family. It should be a heritage. It should be a legacy. It should be all the good things that it is. It shouldn't be a fight. It shouldn't be a perch from which you throw stones at the others. The enemy uses those divisions to divide, and it stirs the difference. You're exactly correct. Human beings of all color and all tribe, all geography, good ones have the same inborn yearning for self-determination, for freedom, for justice. And I call on all Nigerians, all people of the world, and all in Biafra to reach out on those values that unite against a common enemy that tries to kill us all. That needs to happen. I see a lot in the movement that refuse. Oh, they're Yoruba, I won't work with them. Or they're Hausa, I won't work with them. Or they live in in another state. I don't want anything to do with them. It in a lot of places, the Biafran movement is channeled towards exclusivity, and it's not just geographic division and government division they're looking for. It's divisive from the start, and that's not going to catch. I also, again, I understand the passion, but there's no discipline here. I will literally post a picture of my pet dog. I'm out on a walk, and it's a pretty picture with a sunset, and I'll post it, and I'll get a dozen people chime in and say, it's time for Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. That's out of place. That's one reason why people close the doors. Now, let me tell you about Biafra is one thing, but just trying to force it down my throat makes people stop and shut the door. That needs to be, the leaders of the movement need to model and discipline the movement to be on the same page with the narrative. And that's one of unity of purpose and principle that are immortal principles. And education. When I walk people through, I don't care how detached they are, when I walk them through the history, they, of course, at the end say, yes, of course they should be separated. It's a no-brainer when people are educated. So the focus shouldn't be on beating them or shoving it down their throat. It should be on educating them. And when the people are educated and they become passionate about it, then the politicians will feel that bayonet on their back. And one other thing that I see that's holding the movement back is infighting. You have this group, you have this group, you have this group, you have this group, and they all claim to be the true followers of Nnamdi Kanu. But you can't trust the other people. You can't trust them. Don't work with them. Only work with us. Divided, you fall. Yeah, once it's achieved, there will be elections and there'll be people jockeying to see who the real prime minister is. That's fine. Do that then. Don't do that now. Be united, be disciplined, and reach out, and then educate. this is not a process that'll take a generation, but it's one that does take discipline and focus. Once that's done, I believe, then yes, I believe you'll find the wind in your sails. The one final thing is the world's attention now is on ending the genocide, and I'm trying to add to that, restoring the displaced. I think that's foundational. You have to catch on that and then help that go in the direction. It's not a foregone understanding. The way you solve this is by division. You have to educate people. You have to start where they are and show that you're on the same side, and then you can take them to where you want them. But you can't just jump from here to here. It doesn't work. I'm just telling you what my observation and what I'm seeing.
Thank you very much, Mike Arnold. For me, the standpoint now is that I think the people of Bondage Nigeria have been well educated by what have come upon them ever since, and what is still coming upon them. And we have a good example that will take us there. Like I said before, it's not now about Biafra, because the world knows that Biafrans, the Biafran generation, the Ugwu as generation, are civilized. And it is shown in the case of IPOB, which is an international organization registered everywhere in the world, existing, but only in Nigeria, because they are partners in this device. The world look the other way and allow Nigeria to brand or include the IPOB in the terrorist index. So it's not about Biafra now. The people have learned their lesson with the crisis, and we will give them an example of the way to go to snatch back the land from this extremists, the way the Germans did. So somebody was raising hand. I believe he have an important question to ask. Please, I give you the microphone. I think CJ, ne? Was that CJ? Obinwannem.
Where? Okay, where? I don't see.
Somebody raised hand to ask a question now. The young man with the cap, because I can't see the name quite well.
Okay, hello.
His parents?
Yes. Yes. Because the name is tiny, I cannot read it.
Okay, Mr. Mike, let me ask you a question. Will you ever?
Okay, that's Prince, yeah? Thank you.
Yeah, it is Prince.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Mike, let me ask you a question. Will you ever travel to Sokoto State to visit?
Not yet. I would like to, but I have not. I'll need U.S. Diplomatic visa, and I'll need a U.S. Marine contingent if I'm going to travel through Nigeria in the near future. With the Sultan calling me out by name, Sheikh Gumi calling me out by name, Tinubu's people calling me out by name. I can't walk down the street in Nigeria again for a long time without a Marine contingent to go with me. So no, I haven't gone. I hope to.
Mm-hmm. And another question: What can Nigerians do, especially Igbos in the Southeast, can do to create change in Nigeria?
That's a very good question. First, how can I say this? No division that I've studied that a former British contraption, India and Pakistan, I mean, they're all over. None of them have ever been separated without a lot of violence. Even when the international community comes in, you have to realize there's no likely clean, sterile, everybody goes ways happy solution to this. That's just people. Entrenched, corrupt, evil, bloodthirsty people do not give up power and wealth easily. So yes, having Trump having the international community behind you is vital. But what's more vital is courage, fearlessness. The founding fathers of the United States, when we broke away from the British colonial contraption. In 1776, they pledged to each other their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor. And I know that you have been through this before, and it ended horribly. I'm not calling for an armed insurrection or anything like that. I'm just saying people need to stand up boldly, and a lot of them will pay the ultimate price for doing so. Speaking the truth. Speaking the truth, pushing back, uncovering the darkness, calling the names of the perpetrators. That is vital. But I would also manifest the future you want to see. You want a future that doesn't look like the current regime, that doesn't look like the current darkness. But so many people seem to want to respond in kind, to do the things that other regime has been doing back to them, some kind of reciprocal, some kind of vengeance, some kind of cosmic justice by we should round them up and kill them. You must stand and speak and behave in the manifestation of the future you want to see. Justice, due process, integrity, mercy, love. I mean, what are the values and the vision that you see when you dream of Biafra? You have to model those today. The world will take note. But if you repay evil for evil, if you do eye for an eye in this situation, even if you get independence, you've achieved nothing. If it's still the same characteristics of totalitarianism and vengeance and hate, you must model what you want to see. Again, you do that, and I believe the world will take note. And it will be costly. The current regime doesn't want to see it. You got to get there from here. There hasn't been a separation in the history that I've seen where it was peaceful, even when the international community mandated. So you have to be sober-minded about what's ahead, and it's not going to be an easy thing.
And another question: why do people don't? Because people always talk about the Christian killings in the northern part of the country and the middle belt, but they don't want to talk about anything regarding the southeast. Why do you think that is?
First and foremost, they don't know. Again, most Americans they can't find Tennessee on a map, and that's an American state. Okay, they certainly couldn't find Nigeria on a map, and I've been to Nigeria 16 times. My heart is there. But before my first trip in 2010, I knew nothing about the country, and I'm an educated, traveled person. I couldn't distinguish it between, you name Zimbabwe. I mean, it's just an African country from the perspective of most Americans, even most American office holders. That's just the reality, right or not? It's the reality. They have no idea north, south, east, or west. They don't know. They don't know. There's also, I need to be careful here. There is a industry, there's money made, even among good people, in fighting the Nigerian Christian genocide narrative. And they don't want Biafra in the mix because they say it'll hurt their ministry. It'll hurt their efforts. Okay, you got to overcome that too. It's about education. It's about education. People don't, first, if they can't find Nigeria, they don't know what the South is. They don't know the difference between North, Middle Belt, and South. They just know Christians are being killed because that's what they've been told. So again, it's about education. They just don't know. They don't know. It's like me asking you, where should I feed my chickens? We have property. We have chickens. You would have no idea. You don't understand the context. You don't know the setting. You don't know anything about it. Because you just don't know. And that's most Americans, that's most media, that's most leaders, candidates, politicians. They don't know. And so it's your job to educate them if you want them to know. It's not on them. It's not their fault.
Right. So and another question. This upcoming election is coming up in Nigeria next year in 2027. What are the ways that Nigerians can do prevent rigging in this upcoming election, and is U.S. intervention in the presidential election the best option to prevent rigging?
That's a tough one, because we had a rigged election here in the United States in 2020, perfectly rigged, and they got away with it. It's tough. First, again, I would say stand up and speak the truth. There is, in physics, there's no such thing as darkness. Even though we're there's in space, we're surrounded by it. It doesn't exist. It's the absence of light. And I became the earth shaker for what I said at that press conference on October 14th, but I didn't say anything that a lot of people didn't already know. I mean, I don't think anything I said there was different than what you would have said, except for it hadn't been spoken like that before. I shined the light and it shook the earth. Okay. Keep speaking up, keep investigating, videotape pictures. And if they beat you up for doing so, then post that too. Show the world. Be engaged. I think it's a mistake for the people in the South to sit out elections. Only 8 million people supposedly voted for Tinubu out of 230 million people. I think there's more people than that in the South. A problem is that it looks like you have APC and ADC, and I don't see a difference between the two. Ultimately, they're operating in the same system. There needs to be a credible candidate that's calling for a new constitution, that's calling for systemic institutional wholesale change. And if that person emerges and they're legitimate, then vote for them. Now, I am calling on the U.S. government, I'm calling on Trump to ensure a free and fair election. That is precedented. It's not on the scale of Nigeria, but it's still doable for the cost of a few Tomahawk missiles. What the international community has done in other countries is actually conduct a parallel referendum and then recognize that one instead. The international community can come in and run the election. Let the Tinubu do his, but the one that matters is the one that the international community does. It's precedented. There are ways. Beyond that, you got to find somebody, a leader who you can vote for, and then you got to turn out and vote for him. It's easier said than done, but I don't see another way that Nigerians can do anything to impact their future if they don't have alternatives on the ballot.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Okay, Mr. Arnold. One question in line with all these questions from Prince now, please, before we get on. What if we get the people to, like the Igbos and the Biafrans, reach out to others to embrace the same German system, like in 1989, civil disobedience that gets the people out on the street to demand and force those few elements, those extremists, those dictatorship who forced to sign what we don't believe in, and allow to annihilate us. If we use this pattern to get the people to get on the street like the Germans did in 1989, are the world willing to support us to get it right, to get our foundation right through that means?
It's a matter of discipline. If that mob is doing the same thing the other side does, if you're burning cars and lynching people, no, you'll get no widespread support. Look at how Gandhi did it. Look at how MLK did it. It was strict integrity and unity and nonviolence. The violence was one way, and just like it was in Iran, it's been in Iran. And I've been calling for this. The fact is that Donald Trump, when you look at his pattern, he doesn't start movements. He doesn't pick leaders. He backs movements. He backs leaders. There must be a movement. There must be a leader that he can then get behind, and the world can get behind. But it must be righteousness. It must be nonviolence. It must be at modeling those characteristics that you want to see manifest. And yeah, that's done. I think the world today, you had to have something you didn't have then, and it makes all the difference. You have social media. When you have people telling their stories, showing, that's what gets a local movement into a global movement. It is message discipline and the integrity, the values. And finally, ultimately, my people perish for lack of vision, is what the Bible says. Vision is key. That vision must be crystallized and articulated across all. Towards that, I've actually, and I'd be happy to share with you, I'm getting ready to post it after I've circulated it a lot, north, south, east, west, a concept for a model constitution that would enable peaceful coexistence, a loose federation with an opt-in nature that doesn't allow Sharia, that doesn't allow, I mean, if you can't subscribe to our human rights, our values for a nation, then you're not invited. That's the referendum. I think that's the way you're going to get it, is a unified vision that brings together the people, that says, yes, we want to separate. We want self-determination. And I guarantee you there are plenty of Yorubas, Hausas, even Fulani that would subscribe to that want self-determination. So having that vision articulated, rallying around that peacefully, and then making your voice known loudly, absorbing the violence they throw at you and not responding in kind, and then that's how movements are done. That's how they're won historically, is what I'm articulating here. Vision manifest through a movement that has values and discipline. Yes, I think that's the way to do it.
Good.
Thank you, Mr. Lord. I have some question and also one or two things to say. I understand what you mean by Trump, President Trump back movement. It's a movement like indigenous people of Biafra, because when we started movement of indigenous people of Biafra, it's all over the world, and we march in a peaceful way. We agitate in a peaceful way. But in Nigeria, we also do the same. But along the line, they begin to kill us, destroy us, arrest us. A lot of Biafrans now is in prison in Nigeria. So now, my question, number one question is like, is there any way American can force Nigeria government to give us a referendum date or a day to decide our fate in Nigeria?
I don't see that as being feasible. It's not going to be just given down. I could be wrong. But first of all, I don't see it. There, as you rightfully said, there are other people groups all over that want self-determination. So why would they just give it to you and not everyone? Okay, so I think having a broader coalition is important. The organization is fantastic; it's good, and it'll be necessary when separation is able to be achieved. It's necessary, but again. You don't take me wrong here. But when you say independent people of Biafra, that just goes right. That people don't know what that means. That word means nothing to the vast majority of people on earth. They've never heard it. They don't know what it means. So, like the independent people of jump up and blah. I mean, it really. And I'm just being real with you.
Yeah, are you telling me that
it's necessary?
Yeah, are you telling me now that all the letter we have been sending to American government and the important personnel in America, they have not understand the meaning of the letter that we have been sending them about the Biafrans?
I'm not saying they don't understand it. Politicians, office holders, people, leaders don't normally do things just because they're right. Okay, they have to feel the pressure, and especially in a democracy like America, they have to feel the pressure. They have the bayonet at their back. This is what the people want. They're not going to, out of thin air, just say, "Okay, Tinubu, hey, you need to do a referendum." That's fantasy. That I don't, and it's certainly not the British. They're the ones that caused it. And there's people in the U.S. at the highest level that are embedded that are against it. Okay, so just asking them nicely and asking them 1,000 times nicely, you're going to get the same results. You got to put the pressure on, and you do that by being more broad-based, by educating, by having message discipline, by standing up, manifesting the vision that you want to see, show the world that you're the good guys, show the world that you've got a vision for a prosperous, free nation, show the world that you share those values, and that you're the good guys, and look, we're being attacked for being the good guys. Then that's when you get the world behind you, and that's when politicians feel the pressure, and that's when they'll make a decision. But Tinubu, I don't care. It's easier for Tinubu politically to go bomb a Boko Haram camp, but he won't even do that. What makes you think he's okay? We'll let him go. I don't see that. I don't see it as being the strategic way to accomplish it. You got to build the movement and the pressure first, not just IPOB, but bigger, broader. You got to help that. And there are groups out there. There's a great group that I know of that is a similar. They're pushing for separation, but it unites Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo together. That's a good group that y'all should reach out to and talk to. There needs to be unity in the movement. Stop the fighting. Table it until after something to fight over. Right now there's not. But again, the word Biafra means nothing to most people on Earth. Period. Nigeria means nothing to most people on Earth, unfortunately. It's education that's necessary. But no politician is going to get a letter and say, "Okay, let's do this." I don't see it happening.
Okay. So, what about sometimes we get small confused about United Nations Charter, as Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, not even arrested in Kenya, and I believe that United Nations is aware about that, and right now they imprison Mazi Nnamdi Kanu without even a legal law of Nigeria, and this kind of situation, I believe international community is supposed to also know that Nnamdi Kanu represent about millions of people. And if they care for human rights, they're supposed to do something about that. Because if you can see indigenous people of Biafra family all over the world, government have been bribing a lot of people, discouraging a lot of people. Some people is afraid because of arrest. Some people is afraid because of speaking their opinions, and the detention of the imprison of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is splitting our people into pieces. And if the government really care for human rights, we are almost everywhere in the world. We represent our people. I understand what you mean, that if you come to be together, it will mean a lot for somebody like Trump when he see a huge of people standing somewhere, agitate, saying whatever they want, like we do it in IPOB before. That is what Trump can love so much. Say, hey, this is some people crying for something special. He can find a documents to also to request it from maybe other part of the world leader. But now, as Nigeria now imprison Nnamdi Kanu and don't even want to follow the law of Nigeria in Nnamdi Kanu case, what are we going to do to make the world understand that Nnamdi Kanu, that Nigeria imprison Nnamdi Kanu in a wrong law?
Good question. The United Nations is a joke. There's never going to be any action taken there whatsoever. And even if they demanded it, the Tinubu would just laugh. Okay, it's a waste of time. And I'm gonna suggest this. I think it's a winnable cause. I think it's doable. I'm going to articulate this as carefully as I can, and it's just the truth. His plight is so tied to Biafra that and Igbo, that it's very difficult to get even other Nigerians to see it clearly, and to support his release. His incarceration is a travesty because it's unjust on the surface. I would advocate it for it that way, and not, if you tie it to Biafra 100%, it causes unnecessary division among those who should be supporting his release. Make it about justice, make it about truth, make it about the rule of law, period. And I believe you'll find a lot more support and momentum, not just across Nigeria, but around the world. It's unjust on the surface. Don't say, we need Nnamdi Kanu for Biafra. I'm telling you, that gets the doors closed. That excludes people who would otherwise support you on this.
Very clear, very clear. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Yes, Mr. Mike, I have a question. Regarding the City Boys movement, do you think all of these big Igbo people like Obi Kubana, are they using? Do you think that they're using the City Boys movement in order to get Tinubu to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu?
I can't. I don't have a depth of knowledge in that. I'm really not a student of the day-to-day ins and outs of Nigerian politics. I'm more of a bigger picture, because it just gets too confusing. But I can't answer your question.
And another question. Do you think the best solution regarding this Nigerian situation is for the people that support one Nigeria and the people that want separation of the country to sit down in a table, have a public meeting, with the cameras, and to discuss the way to move forward?
Tell me one time in the history of modern politics that anything like that has ever been accomplished or had any kind of impact. That's a fantasy. The South, Biafra, is simply the vegetable garden of the North. They let it grow and then they come harvest it. They pluck it, right? They have no ability to build anything, to innovate anything, to produce anything. You can't go to any Islamic nation on earth and find that they've generated prosperity other than through extraction and exploitation, period. You can go to Dubai and the Emirates and all that. They're like 80 to 90% slave population, literally. It's from extracting oil and exploiting people. And so the South is their garden. That's why they want one Nigeria, not because it's about unity, not because there are any principles other than don't take our vegetable garden away or we're going to stop. You think those people that would just as soon go burn down a village and kill all the people and cut their heads off are going to sit down and have a dialogue with you, and that anything good's going to come from it? That's daydreaming.
And another question.
Freedom isn't free.
Right. Another question.
Okay.
Yeah, another question. I noticed that Igbos in America, they don't really do enough in order to help out, the Igbos living in Nigeria. So what ways do you think, Igbos, especially in America, can do to help their Igbo brothers and sisters back home?
That's a good question. My understanding is that the Nigerian diaspora sends home about $20 billion a year. That's quite a bit. So to say they do nothing is not true. And the people I know here in the diaspora are actually quite passionate and outspoken about all this. There's a lot of division. Again, oh, I'm in this group, I'm in that group, I'm in that group. There's a lot of passion that's not channeled properly. It just comes across as noise and doesn't operate strategically. So I would say the same things that I hear that I would say there. It's first of all, unite in purpose, in the bigger picture, and the values and the vision and the principles. Reach out beyond your tribe, reach out beyond your region, and build a coalition of like-minded people, even moderate Muslims. The talk is 125,000 Christians have been killed, and that's true, but 190,000 Nigerians have been killed. The remaining 65,000 are Muslims who refuse to be radicalized. And if you look in Iran, you can't find a more totalitarian Islamic radical regime than Iran. Yet look at the protests. The people that have grown up under that, it's all they've ever known. They're pushing back and willing to lay down their lives. A lot of them are laying down their lives to fight against it. Okay, you have allies in the far north. You do. You have allies in the east. You have allies in the west. You have allies all over. If you'll rise above the division, and that applies here in the United States as well. Speak up, rise up, manifest the goodness that you want to see. Don't sit down, don't bow, don't take no for an answer. Apply the pressure as God directs, and do it peacefully. And then let the world see, broadcast it to the world, educate them, show them the reality. And I believe you'll find your backing here in the United States as well as there. It's the same call, unite, stand, push back, and win.
Now that the other tribes realized that what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu foretold them has come to pass, and they are all confessing. I watch them all over social media. They are all crying out. They are all also asking for referendum. So I think if, like you said, education, awareness, reaching out to the people, we want to make the people understand that Biafra, like the Igbo nature, Igbo is like water. They reach out. They embrace their neighbors, but they don't conquer people. We live in a civilized way. That's why we don't truly have Igbo terrorists. We don't have what you see in the southeast is branded, is the same brand that Shetima acted out in northeast. That was handed over to the southeast political leaders, and that is to make them relevant in the national cake. So right now our ideology is trying to, like you said, reach out through educating the people for a handshake. And I think the people also should hear our voice, because if they can come out as a people now like Benue or Plateau people, they take out, for example, this Monday sit at home. They say, okay, they know that indirectly they are mourning for their people, and they are sending signal to the Igbos too, that they are sitting at home asking for free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who they acknowledge have foretold what is happening to them now. In that order, I think it will be recorded as righteousness and will be an action that can start bringing the people together to embrace the process of Monday as a unified people, ask for the returning to the foundation. Because the resources, oil and gas in the south, they have more resources in the north. But like America confessed, China, Turkey. Now I learned after the Tinubu going to Turkey, Turkey is coming to build a military base to train in Nigeria. And all the terrorists who have killed, the only thing they do is bring them back and reintegrate them in the society, and the advancement continues. So please, we are appealing to the people, and like you said, we have noted your points and welcome more advice. The way you place to be committed, we already see you as Mazi. We don't see you ordinarily as an American. But why we have you here is that we believe that when we speak to you, you reach to the table of Donald Trump and let him know that it is humanity first. Let us allow the people to, to choose their choice, like the United Nations Charter that says freedom of speech and self-determination. Thank you.
Yeah, the American founding document begins with these words: "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." I don't know of a righteous person on earth that can't subscribe to that. And I know that's what people are saying when they're yelling Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. They're saying, give us life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Give us self-determination. Give us justice. Give us freedom. But they use Biafra for that shorthand. It doesn't work. Instead of yelling Biafra, you should say life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, self-determination, freedom. And that will draw people to you. That will unite you with people. It's just that simple to start with the narrative. Consider Biafra a foreign word. It's like me saying guacamole. That's a Mexican word, okay? Guacamole. What it means is mashed up avocado, okay? But if I just keep saying guacamole to you, you probably don't know what it means. But I have to unpack it just a little bit. And when you unpack it, you find that you have common ground. You find that you are yearning for a universal thing that people since the dawn of time have yearned for, and that is freedom, liberty, self-determination, justice, fairness, security. That's what you're calling for, and that can be brought about ultimately through division, through separation. But that's the messaging, that's the narrative discipline that must be, and the leadership that must be displayed across your movement. It doesn't have to take another decade. It can happen quickly, but it has. And I put it this way on another podcast the other day. A lot of people want a hard-boiled egg. And they're saying, we want a boiled egg, we want a boiled egg. But you have to say, wait a second. Get a pot of water and boil it first. Then put the egg in it. Then you can have your boiled egg. There's no shortcut there. No one's going to walk up and hand it to you. Get your pot of water, boil it first. Then put your egg in it. Don't just yell Biafra. Educate. Even it's simple things. Unpack it a little bit. Talk about the values, and then you'll find the unity and the broad-based coalition around the world that believe in the same values you believe in. But it's on you to communicate that. It's on you to build that bridge. It's not on them. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okute, we are coming to the end of the program. So anybody who have at least any last question, but let me give my brother that just arrived, my brother mentality. Introduce yourself, and if you have any question to Mazi, Mike, Arnold, then go ahead. We are closing.
Good evening, everybody. It depends on the country where you are right now.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm sorry. I joined late, so I didn't really grab into everything that was discussed today. So I couldn't ask anything or say much because I like to understand before I can make any contribution or something. So maybe next time I will join on time.
No problem.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you for joining, and thank you for being here. We are family, and we are discussing about how we Africans, all the world, we can come together and reason and go with one mind, because the killing in Nigeria is too much. And it's not only in Nigeria we are killing, even in all Africa. But we are talking about our own area in Nigeria. So, are you from Nigeria or are you from part of Africa?
I'm from Nigeria, Delta State, but now I'm not in Nigeria now.
Okay. You're welcome. So, Stone, you have seen that Mazi Mike have tried a lot, and I don't want to stay long today. If you have any last question to ask, or maybe you can greet, just summarize. Let us go. I want us to go by, please, 1 hour 30 minutes.
Yes, me too. First of all, I must appreciate all of you, especially Mike Arnold, Mazi, Mike Arnold. We are so happy and appreciate all your effort and support. So generally, I want to let you know that this platform, Obinwannem Ofobi Global, is about to bring back, to make the Shepherds noise, to bring back the people together, to reach out and create the awareness that can really bind the people together to achieve the kingdom, to know that we are mandated to achieve the kingdom, and every other thing will be added to it. Just like we were existing peacefully before those who hijacked this system, this device they are using. So with that ideology, we continue hammering on it. It's the German version of peaceful revolution. That is what that Nigeria contraction is called for. And we are calling for the support. We will appreciate your support at any time we call you, like we are speaking with you, is bringing attention and creating awareness for our people to understand that we should not allow an ideology of a few people to overrun us, just like the Germans never allowed the ideology of a few people to overrun them, and they stood up with one slogan: we are the people, within the Falcon, and demanded for the restoration of their Bundesrepublik Foundation, which is similar to what Nigeria was operating before July 1966. Gowon and Co. came and derailed us, and they have continued to, tell the people that that contraption, that hijacking of the life of the people is non-negotiable. So we appeal for the war support and the leadership of America that he has started. He should keep the candlelight burning. He is here for the work of humanity. In this world, we came in with nothing. We shall all depart with nothing. So, but what you leave behind is the humanity, the impact you made. That is why we remember and acknowledge the message of Christ to endless generation because of what it represents, the light. Thank you, Mike Arnold. Thank you, Prince, and thank you, Obinwannem, and the young man that joined us lately. Thank you.
Thank you. Prince, do you have anything to say?
Yes. Thank you so much, Mike, for everything and what you're doing. And one more question. About Tinubu's corruption. What can you do to expose Tinubu's corruption more? To the rest of the world.
You mute.
Okay. That's a good question. I'm doing what I can. I continue to get on talk shows and podcasts and radio interviews and stuff, and I post about it. Wrote a book in part about it, but I'm going to put some things in perspective. And again, I'm just being the voice of truth here, and it might be hard to realize. I was on a call a few weeks back with some members of leaders of IPOB North America. And one of them had a very, very long list of complaints, very long list of injustice. And I get it and I feel it. But at the end, I said, you know what? Get in line. There is injustice. There is corruption. There is atrocity. There is slaughter all over the world today. And there has been since the dawn of time. Just complaining about it has never worked. It's never fixed anything. Okay. Name a nation that doesn't have corrupt leaders. It's a very short list. Tinubu's corrupt, but the way the superpowers generally work is, well, he may be corrupt, but he's our corrupt. You know, as long as I can control him, let him do what he's doing. Okay. Nobody cares that Tinubu's corrupt. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's wrong. Sure, Nigerians care. Do they? I don't know. But just pointing it out, just people acknowledging it is not going to bring about change. What's the alternative? You know, in global politics, the lesser evil is usually the path that's taken. They don't care if he's corrupt. They don't care if he's a tyrant. They don't care if he's unjust, so long as they can keep the oil flowing, or keep him as an ally, so he doesn't go to the other side. And so, yeah, I mean, I'll keep talking about his corruption and all, but I don't think that's not how you win. You win by offering a better alternative.
And since you can't travel to Nigeria for now, for safety reasons, is there any way you can travel to other African countries to talk about what's going on in Nigeria?
Yeah, I probably could. Haven't been invited, you know, and I intend to come back to Nigeria. I can't stay away. It's my second home, and my friends and family are there. But right now, I think it'd be a little hot. I don't know if they'd let me in. If they did, they might arrest me, and I might end up in Sokoto prison also, not by volunteering for it either. So I would, you know, I'm going to be meeting with some members of Congress next week, and I'm going to see if I can't put together a congressional delegation. If I can take a top congressman and some media cameras with Sokoto, that might be a good thing. And I'm going to try to do.
And do you think? And do you think protesting? Do you think Nigerians in Nigeria should be in every state should be protesting at least every weekend against the situation going on in the country to create change?
There's a saying in the United States, an old saying: "The squeaky wheel gets the grease." If you hear Trump talk about, and a lot of people talk about Iran and the justification for being in Iran, it's because they're shooting the protesters. Okay, that means there's a movement that's better, that's trying to take hold, and this totalitarian regime is being brutal and stopping them. That's a narrative that the world can latch onto. Without that, look, if there's not people standing up and doing what's necessary to achieve freedom, the world's not going to hand it to you. It's just never going to happen. You have to be loud. You have to be visible. You have to be righteous. There are armed rebellions and skirmishes and all that around the world all the time, and the world doesn't pay attention or take sides generally. When there's a peaceful movement that's being attacked, look, freedom's not free. People are going to pay the ultimate price, no matter which way it goes. It's just the reality. I hate to have to say it, but if you look at how Gandhi did it, and there's a reason that his name is still revered. If you look at how Martin Luther King did it, there's a reason there's every city in the United States has a street named after him. It's because when they shot back, he kept marching. When they shot, he kept marching. He didn't pick up a gun and shoot back and then descends into this violence and then it's done. I'm saying historically in modern times, it's the nonviolent movements that absorb the violence and keep going. That's what the Christians, the early church, it was unstoppable because they didn't fight back in kind. They manifest the values they wanted to see. But yeah, there must be a large, widespread outcry, and without that, the world will never just say, "Hey, let's give these guys freedom." Not going to happen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You see, Monday is a spirit. Just like the Germans did. We call upon Nigeria people to show their repentance, to show that they are ready to restore the land by embracing the Monday sit at home. First step is they demand the freedom of the release of Mazi and Kanu, because all of them know of a truth is not a terrorist, but it's a device of those who hijacked us. And the IPOBians are not terrorists. So with this Monday spirit, if Benue people can start it, Plateau people sit at home, for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they are indirectly starting a movement to demand, like the Germans demanded from the SED, Social Einheit Partei, this one-party system they are running from one party to the other, old wine in new bottle. Demand that they collapse it back to our regional government, which was flourishing. This is the only way we can restore the government of the people for the people. This is the only way even Hausa people are going to have a say, because what they are crying out now is that their leadership is the Fulani, and under that contraption, they have no say. So that is why they are unaliving them daily. So they are calling, they are crying out. This movement now, Monday, Nigerians, we are using this opportunity to call upon you to cure yourself of this worse than coronavirus, religious and tribal idiotism. Embrace true religions like the Germans did. True religion is humanity first. That is Grundgesetz. Amen. That is the fundamental human right that we practice here in Deutschland, that everybody, even those who run away from the Arabic world, they come here, we all enjoy equal rights and justice. So Nigeria people, it's your turn. God have done his part. He said he made a distinct of darkness on one side and light on the other side, blessing and curse. We must rise up now and come together and know that natural law is that first thing first, the fundamental human right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. And thank you, Mr. Mazi Mike Arnold. I am so happy and so grateful that you are here, and we expect to see you again in any time. Thank you.
I look forward to coming back. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Hey!
Purchase your tracks today.
Umonka village. Eben Siabia. Ozobolo. Umozobolo Nyekele. Nnamdi Kanu. A freedom fighter. Reality was insanity. Originality will go posterity. Nnamdi Kanu is the able, stable. That take away the rebels that run our table. He's a man of integrity, we go pastority. No, but today don't say he's been on this game. Over his dead body to take a prize. Yeah. Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu. A man of freedom fighter. Samalaba. A man of freedom fighter. The chief commander in army staff of Biafra. Anamekuzi Kemaka Okechukwu Aye Okechukwu the CEO Okechukwu the CEO of Obinwannem worldwide. Anamekenegi Okechukwu from Amaji from Umukachi Kedi na Nsukka Enugu State. Big baller, based Havoc in Germany. Also Kwanonu Nekwe Biafra. Hi, Onu Nekwe Biafra. Set us free, let's go home and develop our land. Set us free, let's go home and develop our land. Reality will go eternity. I don't care what the government mean.
Purchase your tracks today.
Innocent tomorrow get better. Innocent tomorrow get better. People, why am I dropping so loud and so clear? Me, I'm off talk, speak my mind. Why my people support? We can't take this no more. This sentence I'm making Nnamdi Kanu in prison because he want equal right between you and I. Hey, I've been in the Mazi. Nigeria, Ogini Nemese. Reality, we're going to reality. Nigeria, shine your eyes and realize. No time to fantasize. It's time for we to understand. They forget about your tribalism. You need to fight for your freedom. Stand up and say no to corruption. Shooting and killing Muslim and Christian. The name of say they want their own rights. Onye mechine chidime. Echidime. You know say tomorrow get better. Echidime.
From the streets of Amber, across the deep blue sea, a message for the children, for you and for me. Obinwannem is calling, can you hear the sound? The roots of our fathers are being found. We know they forget where we come from. The strength of a lion, the beat of the drum. We achieve restoring the culture, that's what we believe. From the Ordinala to the Azusu we speak, lifting the fallen, helping the weak. Obinwannem worldwide, the movement is here. Umoibo global, raise your head high, raise your head high. Our Menala will never, ever die, ever die. It's more than a page, it's a spiritual loan. No matter how far in this world you roam, we're bringing back the wisdom, the tradition, the grace, putting the smile back on the Igbo face. A high energy. Follow the way, Obinwannem is leading the day. Keep the fire burning, keep the language strong. This is where we all belong.
Again it fades out with a final celebration.
Obinwannem Global Radio, promoting the culture and traditions of Igbo nation.